Music is freedom. These are not just words, but a life motto of famous Ukrainian cellist Ivan Kucher. Find out more about the musician, his colleagues and apprentices in today's episode of Ukraine on Stage. The class of Professor Vadim Chernov, accompanied by enchanting sounds of cello, has brought up many excellent musicians, among them the People's Artist of Ukraine, Ivan Kucher. I remember when I first came into this class, I passed my entry exam for the conservatory here. I was very nervous. I was so scared I had forgotten everything. My hand was shaking, and after playing the scale, I started playing Bach. And now many years have passed, but I don't think anything has changed much. The students are the same, the worries are the same. Ivan Kucher graduated from the Kiev Conservatory, now the Tchaikovsky National Music Academy, from the class of Yuri Polansky and completed a postgraduate course in the class of Vadim Chernov. Since 1992, soloist of the National House of Organ and Chamber Music. Laureate of many national and international contests such as Lysenko Cellist Contest, Music Contest in Daugavpils, Latvia, Music Contest in Istanbul. Head of the jury at different international contests, conducts yearly workshops on cello in the city of Kragujevac, Serbia. Actively tours in Ukraine and abroad as a part of the Lysenko String Quartet and on his own. When I was a student, and even before that, I thoroughly enjoyed playing the cello. I had always imagined myself playing with an orchestra and playing as a soloist. In his student years, Ivan Kucher was lucky to play a solo concert at the National House of Organ and Chamber Music. This fundamental performance became the beginning of Ivan's successful career. I was fortunate. I think it's the luck that must follow a musician. It is always near us. The only thing is, we must always be ready for it. Lady Luck has smiled at Kucher on a number of occasions. He was noticed in concerts and festivals, and a year after completing his postgraduate course, he was offered the position of a teacher at the conservatory. After he had become soloist of the organ hall, Kucher was invited to join the famous Lysenko String Quartet. When I had started playing in the quartet in my student years, I adored the sound of the cello. And when Anatoly Bazhenov offered me to play in the quartet, I was absolutely elated. Cello has always been an accompanying instrument, and it suited me well. I adore playing in the quartet, perhaps even more than playing a solo program. Hundreds of concerts have been performed by the Lysenko String Quartet, and a huge number of premieres were staged. Together with the band, Kucher has traveled to many cities and countries and has recorded an impressive number of music pieces for radio and TV archives, as well as on CD. Ivan Kucher started teaching pretty early on and has brought up many musicians. What a pleasure it is to play in one of the most prestigious halls of the capital and do it with your former appreciants. Artem Poludenny is one of the first students of the renowned maestro. The young man has already achieved some success in music art, but still speaks of his teacher with great respect. He is a standard and a great rarity for a high school and conservatory teacher. He is a person who plays concert on his own. I am teaching now as well and understand how important it is that the teacher performs on stage. He develops on his own and can later share his stage experience with his students.
Музыка — это полная свобода. И если ты не чувствуешь эту свободу внутри,
Music is complete freedom, and if you don't feel this freedom inside, why play then? It is very important for the students to know why they are doing what they do and why they play music at all. I believe they play to express themselves.
И вот я думаю, что это и есть задача педагога — дать ученикам, студентам свободу.
That is the task of a teacher, to give students this freedom, so when they graduate from the conservatory, they are able to develop on their own. What they are doing here, they do under a maestro's supervision, but when they finish their studies, they don't know what to do next. If we help in the right way, behave in the right way, then they will be able to develop on their own after graduation. That is the most important thing for me.
The
performing experience you can get from your teacher is very important. How you can perform pieces on your own after you have graduated from the conservatory is of value. Each one has their own vision of the piece, but when you hear it live, it's very useful for us as students.
Это очень полезно для нас, как для студентов.
The working process at the National House of Organ and Chamber Music is organized in such a way that inside the artistic community, different duets, trios and quartets are formed for a particular concert program. For some performers, such artists' unions have existed for years.
С Иваном Кучером мы знакомы уже очень давно.
We have known each other for a very long time. It was 1992. We went to the Lysenko concert for the first time. For our teacher Polanski, we had formed a duet. I value this duet very highly. All these years we have been very close in an artistic way, in the way we understand the interpretation of pieces of different composers.
Близки в творческом плане, в творческом понимании, в трактовке произведений самых разных композиторов. Ощущение друг друга настолько потрясающее, но я могу сказать, что я вот чувствую каждый
We feel each other very well. I don't need to look at how he takes his bow. I just hear the sign and that's it for me. I feel satisfaction and joy from such artistic communication and want it to last as long as possible.
И очень хочу, чтобы это продолжалось как можно дольше.
One would think musicians listen to music day and night and analyze it, but when asked, what would you like to wish others, that's what he answered.
Больше слушать музыку, а чем больше ее слушаешь, тем больше она нравится.
Listen to music more, and the more you listen to it, the more you like it. Now, I listen to the music I had never thought I was going to pay that much attention to. For example, operas, which, by the way, I had never taken seriously. Now, I really like opera and organ music.
Оперное искусство и органная музыка.
Ivan Kucher has toured around the world with the Lysenko Quartet and with other musicians as well. And everywhere they went, they played Ukrainian music. Lysenko, Latoshinsky, Stankovich, Skorik, Silvestrov.
Когда я был в Японии,
When I was in Japan, while browsing through music shops, I found records of Alexei Horokov, a great violinist, the Lysenko Quartet, Vadim Chernov. I saw records of Ukrainian music being sold in Japan. I believe we have got very good musicians. There are many young ones who win contests, perform live, and they're invited everywhere. I would like these musicians to be in demand not only there, but at home as well, because that's what really counts.
И конкурсы выигрывают, и выступают, приглашают их. Я бы хотел, конечно, чтобы эти музыканты были не только там востребованы, но и у себя дома. Это самое важное.
A real musician never stops playing and improving his or her skills. And when you gain recognition, fame, and life experience, you unwillingly become a philosopher.
Хочется побольше играть и делать
I want to play and to do what I want. Earlier, when we were young, we were doing this for someone, as a career, but now I just want to play for myself, to play good music. I'm very glad when people come to my concerts. I'm truly grateful to them.
Когда приходят люди на концерт. Я им очень рад. Спасибо им большое за это.
Ukrainian string school, cello in particular, is on the rise. The indicator of this is the large number of young musicians, laureates of prestigious international contests. There are many such contests for cellists in Ukraine as well. Ivan Kucher is the co-founder and the permanent member of the jury at the Polansky and Chernov contests. In addition, he is a tireless propagandist of classic art.
Надо почаще ходить на концерты классической музыки. Во-первых, эта музыка.
People should go to concerts more often, specifically classical music concerts. This music gives people the possibility to see life as it is, with all its problems, disappointments, and joy. This is what surrounds us, our nature, our stars and skies. All this is present in music. And if something is missing, I go for a nature trip and listen to music. This is the biggest joy for me.
Не хватает этого, я иду на природу и слушаю музыку, например. И это самое большое для меня счастье.